Hello and welcome to Thought for November the 9th. Our readings are Ezra chapter 3 and 4, Hosea chapter 6 and Acts chapters 23 and 24. And our thought is, I always take pains to have a clear conscience. There is an oath in which people promise to say the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, in a court of law. The fullness of that wording is interesting as it tries to counter the common human tendency to bend the truth, sometimes to the extent that it becomes an outright lie. It has been said that half-truths are more dangerous than lies. We have examples of this in both our Old and New Testament readings today. In Ezra, we are reading of the struggles of the first contingency of Jews who returned from captivity to Jerusalem with the purpose of rebuilding the temple. Nebuchadnezzar, in destroying it, was so thorough that even the foundations were wrecked. The non-Jews who were transported to the area from Assyria, as Ezra chapter 4 verse 20 says, take offence when the Jews forbid their involvement in the work. The result is that they try to stop the work. And when a new king comes on the Persian throne, they write a letter to him saying, "Be it known to the king that the Jews are rebuilding that rebellious and wicked city. If this city is rebuilt and the walls finished, they will not pay tribute, custom or toll, and the royal revenue will be impaired." Verse 12 and 13. This, of course, is a total distortion of the facts, really a lie. And it is astonishing how often money is made an issue, the most important factor in human decision-making. In the New Testament, we read of the arrest of Paul in Jerusalem, and after Paul's arrest by the Romans, the outcome of a riot the Jews provoked. They alleged before the Roman governor that Paul is one who stirs up riots among all the Jews throughout the world. He even tried to profane the temple, but we seized him. Acts 24 verses 5 and 6. Testimonies as to the true cause of a situation are so often biased through the prejudices of the one making the testimony. Paul refuted these claims, we read in verses 12 and 13, and says, I always take pains to have a clear conscience toward both God and man. Verse 16. Do we always take pains to have a clear conscience? God knows whether we bend the truth. Do we have a clear conscience in the way we teach what God's word says? If we follow the current US Senate election at all, we may have noticed how much the candidates bend the truth in their statements. Paul tells Timothy in the last letter he wrote, do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who has no need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. 2 Timothy 2 and verse 15. It is a particularly dangerous thing to bend God's word of truth. Well, thank you for joining us today, where indeed we can open up the God's word of truth, we can consider it, and we can take it in knowing that it is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.